This is July from Kickback Couture, and today I will be talking about Beatmaker Hustle. So, Beatmaker Hustle is it's a machine pretty much, and it offers pre-made grooves in the form of drums. So, let's go ahead and play this melody I came up with. And I'm gonna click this latch button so that once I press a key with the drum groove on it, it plays without me having to hold the key. So, gonna go with the tempo here. So, the groove that you hear is coming straight from Hustle. Cool thing about it is my melody is in F minor, so I could change the bass to match with my melody. There are presets, but before we get into the presets, let's talk about the kits. The kits are different collections of samples that you can use. So right now we're using Bleak. This is Rapid. Ominous. Tight. Rough. Cool, so let's play another pattern. This is a pitch bend if you do not have a knob on your MIDI controller, if you don't have a MIDI controller at all. Now I'm going to pause this. So this area right here, right under the name, is sweep, and this is a filter in a sense. Well, it is a filter. So let's go ahead and play this. That's what that does. So it's really easy to automate your drum patterns. Ambient is reverb. And over here in the mix section, we have 6 smart mix presets, which will mix the drum samples differently depending on the setting you choose. So crunch, banger, gutter, trippin', gritty, trickle, let's restart that. So let's get into the styles here that we hear. The black keys are represented by the intro, fill, ending, and breakdown patterns or grooves. They vary in length. And then the white keys are represented by what is underneath here. So verse, chorus, special, and then you have a stop key. In this area, we have the individual drums, in which you can change the volume, decay, and the pitch, all separately. So I could change the decay of the bass drum without altering the decay of any other drum. We have mute and solo buttons here, so I can solo the hi-hat and wouldn't affect anything else. Or I can mute the hi-hat and it wouldn't affect anything else unless I select the button that corresponds with that specific drum pattern. Now you've seen what latch does, which is keep the pattern going, and we also have a speed knob in case someone would send you a collab. Say a lot of people make beats in 70 BPM as opposed to 140. So I'm making my beat right now, my tempo is in double time, 140. You could make that same type of beat, the same tempo, 70 BPM. It's the same tempo, it's just double time. So let's say someone sends you a collab that's 70 beats per minute and you want to use Hustle. All you have to do is change the speed. So if it was 70 BPM, instead of it being one time, you would change it to half so that it wouldn't be too fast without you having to alter the length of the patterns and time stretching and all that. Quantize is also a great parameter on this rack extension. So let's listen to that. Did I turn it on? There we go. Quantize puts everything directly on the grid. You kind of hear swing now. Let's go through the presets. These are all the presets. I do want to mention that if you seem to think that this rack extension is a bit obscure and too much for your tastes, I do want to say that it can give you inspiration for new creative drum patterns. So if you're used to doing the same type of drum patterns, or you've only heard a select few from your favorite producers, favorite artists, then this will definitely get you out of the box. Alright, so we are on the flip side of Hustle, and the first thing I want to talk about are the CV gate outputs. So we can use these outputs to trigger external drum sounds. So I can, let's go up and connect, let's say this kick drum that I have here, to trigger the same time as the bass drum. So in order to do that, I'm going to take this output here and connect it to umph. And let's see what that does. Put the latch on. Now we hear and see this drum is now triggering as we connected the gate out to the input of umph. Okay, so the next thing that we can do, besides layering drums, is utilize the CV inputs. So if we want to use these inputs, let's connect a snare. So snare is channel 2 here, so let's go ahead and see what we can do with this. Alright, so we have the dissect snare here, so let's play a pattern. Like so. Cool. So now with this, we can program a separate pattern. So let's try this. Now you just seen that it played the pattern that I had sequenced with it. So let's go ahead and play it. Sky's the limit with this. So you can add to a pattern that already pre-exists. So as soon as I click this button, this pattern will still play and add to what already exists to the groove that is installed into Hustle. let's go ahead and play that on beat. 1, 2, 3. Not quite on beat, but you see where I'm trying to go with this. Alright, cool. The last thing I would like to talk about are the audio outputs. So let's go ahead and use a snare as an example. The audio outputs allow you to externally process the drum sample that comes in Hustle. So let's go ahead and create a new mix channel, and let's open it up and drop in, let's say, a transient shaper. So FXpansion envelope shaper. I'm going to hold down shift here, and I'm going to connect the audio outputs here, and I'm going to connect, let's say, snare 1 into this audio input. And now let's hear a pattern. There we go. This one has the snare on it, and we can change the attack and the sustain. Now this automatically makes the processing of Hustle obsolete. So keep that in mind if you want external processing and you want to mix each of your drums separately, but you like the samples that it comes with, that is an option as well. So as far as me recommending Hustle, I would definitely recommend that you check it out, try the 30-day trial, and see if you like it. I would say it's not for everyone. The patterns are really outside of the box, which is a good thing because it can shake things up a little bit. This is for trap, grime, and dirty south, as you see on the GUI or GUI, however you decide to say it. So definitely check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Would I be purchasing this in the future? I will not, but I would definitely say if you are into experimenting and you want to try some new drum patterns and new grooves, some new samples, definitely at least give it a try and see how it works for you. That is all I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Most definitely let me know what you would like to see next. It's all culture, kickback, and cook up.